I did everything I was told about money while growing up. Save consistently, avoid debt, work hard. But let me be honest with you, the thing was not working as I expected. And for a long time, I thought the problem was me until I realized that the problem wasn't me. It's just that the rules are outdated. In this video, I'm going to share 7 money rules that we were taught that simply don't work anymore in today's world. Number 1, save 10% of your income and you'll be fine. 10% today doesn't guarantee anything unless you are earning thousands and thousands of dollars, because prices are rising and inflation is real. Sometimes that 10% just sits there losing value unless you decide to invest it. So the question is, are you actually just saving or are you growing your money? So the best thing that works now is you need to think beyond savings and think about growth, strategy that will help you grow. Think investments. Instead of just saving your income, just saving it and letting it sit in your savings account or cash and let it lose value. It's better you invest this. If you have a high risk tolerance, you can look into stock or some ETFs or mutual funds. The opportunities are limitless. Number 2, get a good job and you will be financially secured. This one, I don't know if your parents told you, but people in my cycle, everybody heard it from their parents. They will say, go to school, get a good job, and you are all set. I believed that too, but in reality, people are losing job unexpectedly, even highly educated people, and suddenly security doesn't feel so secure anymore. The worst part is the jobs that are available, you are probably overqualified. You understand? So you can't say, okay, I'll get it. And people, they lay off people. The people are being laid off at any given moment. So what happens when you are laid off, your source of income disappear? What happens then? What works now and what I'm teaching my children is you need to have multiple streams of income. Some should be passive so that you can earn money while you sleep. Or at least if you don't know what else to do, invest as a backup plan. Number 3, avoid debt at all costs. Well, this one shaped me a little because I can't just take out a loan to get the liability. I can't do that. But not all debts are bad. I used to be completely afraid of debt of any kind because we were told that they are bad, stay away. But nobody explained it properly. Not all are bad. Some can actually help you grow. And when you are borrowing money with a plan, maybe you are funding a business that you are very sure, or your business is already picking up, but you just lack capital to expand it. Taking money to expand your business is not a bad idea. So what works now is to know the difference between productive debt and destructive debt. Number 4, work hard and you will be wealthy. I heard this from my dad a lot of times while growing up, and it hurts a little. Because many of us are already working hard, long hours, consistent effort, and yet the result don't always match the effort. And I had to learn this the hard way. Hard work alone doesn't create wealth. We need leverage, smart decisions, and system that works. Because effort without strategy will burn you out. Number 5, buy a house as soon as you can. This used to be a major goal. Own a house early equals success. As a matter of fact, we that are from Africa, most of the young men were trained to always build a mansion in their hometown, most of them from the remote village, to build a house there before they can even consider owning a house in a city. And once you have a mansion in the village, people will look at you and say, yes, she is a successful person. But today, houses are expensive, maintenance are expensive, and sometimes it locks you in. For instance, if you build, let's even assume those people that build house in the village, they have this war gecko, roaches and everything sleeping in them. Some guys that build mansion in the village, most of them don't even travel home in December. Some of them will stay 5 years in the city while they squat in a small apartment and they can't come home and the house will just be there. And sometimes people that even collect mortgage, if you don't plan yourself seriously, it is even worse. So I started asking myself, what if owning a house early is not a smart move? What if flexibility is actually more relatable right now? What works now is that you should make decisions based on your financial reality and not pressure. Number 6, stick to one career path. We're told pick a career, stick to it, climb the corporate ladder, and you will be wealthy. But the world has changed. People are switching careers, building side hustles, exploring more opportunity. And honestly, that makes more sense. Because like I said earlier, you can't say you stay in this job for 10 years. You may wake up one day, once at the door, they will hand you a sack letter. You are fired. What will you do? Will you sue them just because you have a plan of staying in that job for 10 years or 20 years and climb the corporate ladder? So relying on one path today can be very risky. What works now is you should be flexible, build skills that can adapt. Number 7, they say just cut your expenses and you'll be rich. This one almost sounds logical. Spend less, save more, right? And yes, it helps, but this is what I've realized. You can only save so much. You can only cut so much expenses. And at some point, there is nothing more to cut. When it comes to savings, there is always a cap to it. You can't cancel all your basic necessities because you want to save. But when it comes to earning, there is no, in fact, the sky is your limit. So what I'm trying to say is that you can't shrink your way to wealth. What works now is instead of focusing on just saving more, focus on increasing your income, creating more opportunities, investing in growth, invest in your skill, invest in other like in stock market, in mutual fund and everything. Don't depend on one source of income. In fact, when it comes to having businesses, the sky is your limit. You can invest in several businesses. You can run different types of businesses. But like I said, when it comes to saving, you can only save so much. You don't make your life miserable because you want to save yourself. Save until you become rich. You can only earn more to earn your way to wealth. And if you have been following all these rules and you still feel like you are not achieving anything, it's not your fault too. It's because the world has changed. When it comes to inflation, everything, the cost of everything is rising. The world has changed and nobody updated the rules. For me, this realization was uncomfortable because it meant that I have to unlearn the things I've learned in the past. My parents weren't wrong. It was working during their time, but it no longer works now. So those things sounded safe. They sounded logical, but they did not help me move forward. So instead of just sticking to the rules, ask yourself what actually works in today's world. You understand? Because things have changed. I want to hear from you. Which of these rules have you been following that you are now starting to question? Please leave a comment down below and let's talk about it. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who may need to see this.